If you won $18,000, what would you buy? You could afford over 80 of these Traxxas Slashes, you could stock your man cave with cold drinks for years to come, or you could go full send with your very own totally legal rocket car. Well, for today's video, winning $18,000 is exactly what happened to one person who raced his RC car to the top at what has become the biggest winner-take-all cash prize RC race in history, King of the Street. But what the heck is King of the Street, and where did they get $18,000 from? Well, let's find out. For as long as there have been RC cars, people have been racing them, testing both raw driving talent and how successful the vehicle has been set up. Traditionally, race winners receive a title, bragging rights, and usually a trophy, but prize money is usually never an option for your average racer. That is, until now. There is one segment in RC taking a new approach to RC races, and it's growing fast, and it's the no prep street outlaw drag racing. Now, no prep basically means they leave the race surface unprepared to simulate normal street conditions, although blowing off the surface is acceptable. Street outlaw means the car needs to look realistic, with the body mimicking a real car you could drive on the street. The goal of all this? Reach the end of the scale quarter mile before your opponent. Sounds easy, right? Well, this is where King of the Street comes in as the event to test your drag skills, show off your car, and maybe walk away a little richer. Now, to make this as accurate as possible, racers test their skills on a 1/10 scale sized drag strip. That's 132 feet long in real life. Both cars line up behind the lights and go on green. If you love RC, subscribe for more videos like this. This year, King of the Street was held on February 27th in sunny Las Vegas, Nevada, and held in the parking lot of the exotic car rentals Speed Vegas. This was only the second year of this young event, and racer attendance was up over 500% from its first year, where only 42 racers attended. Now, a year later, and over 240 drag racers signed up. Ambitiously, this is supposed to be a one-day event with over 250 individual races to complete, which seems impossible, but they did it. And this is how. Similarly to full-scale drag racing structures, King of the Street uses a single elimination style ladder, which offers a few main benefits. First, it's an easy to understand structure. If you win your race, you advance. If you lose your race, you're done. Second, a single elimination structure provides an undisputed winner at the end. And third, the single elimination is the quickest way to arrive at a winner. And that's important. To complete all drag races in one day, all racers are organized into one of 8 groups. Racing through all groups will complete one round, with 8 rounds in total. Now keep in mind round 1 is the longest since 100% of the racers are competing. But by round 2, half of the racers have been eliminated, so round 2 starts with 50% of the racers. By round 3, again, half of the racers have been eliminated, so round 3 starts with 25% of the racers. Now this trend continues all the way up to round 8, where everyone has been eliminated except for the last 2 drivers. So the longer the event goes on, the fewer racers participating and the faster the rounds become. One major aspect to this style, whether you think it's good or bad, is that there are no second chances. Each driver has a 50% chance of advancing or going home after only one pass on the strip, which accounts for about 3 seconds of drive time. But to win, you must make 8 consecutive winning passes, which mathematically gives each driver a 1 in 256 probability, or a 0.4% likelihood. Another way to think of this is that each driver has a 99.6% likelihood of losing. Now, to help increase their chances, drag racers get very creative at trying to boost performance, traction, and top speed. Losing grip and having a car that pulls to the left or the right are 2 of the biggest issues facing drag racers, and a lot of energy and money goes into solving them. Having a car that tracks dead straight when you pull the trigger wide open is a lot harder than it sounds. That's why with RC drag cars, your mechanical abilities to tweak and set up the vehicle are more important than how well you drive it. Now, to tell us more about it, we chatted with one of the fastest drag racers in the country, Frank Ulbrich.
So when you come to a drag event like this, what do you do setup-wise? Like, what are you looking for?
You gotta read the surface to see how the bite is, if it's high bite, low bite.
Yeah.
You got to adapt to the change. You've got to be able to adjust your speed control and tune it for the front half of the track and the back half.
Tires would be like the first thing.
Yeah, you would look at tires, absolutely. But right now, currently, there's only a couple of companies making belted tires. So you've got the speeds we're going 75 to 80 mile an hour with these. You need a belted tire to hold the tire in. Anything that grows will make the car pull left or right really bad. So your options right now, only a couple of companies make the belted tires. So you're kind of tuning your suspension and your speed controls more than tires right now.
What car is this?
It's a 5.7 Designs Aero.
And it comes as a complete kit?
It comes as a complete kit, yep. Add tires and body and you're ready to go.
So this is the new ProTech pack. What do you think of it?
I love it. I've tried a bunch of different batteries before I got with ProTech, and this thing makes more power than anything I've tried. One of the only batteries in the country that's been 80 mile an hour.
What do you normally run for shock and diff fluid?
Usually we run like 200K diff fluid for most tracks. And for shocks, we run 100 weight in all 4 shocks with 3-hole pistons in the front and 2-hole in the rear.
How much does that matter, the shock package and those pistons?
Makes a pretty big difference.
Does it?
Yeah.
What kind of tips would you offer new drivers getting into drag racing?
Don't try to go too fast too soon.
Okay.
Start off easy, get comfortable with your car, and just get used to what you're working with. Don't get caught up in the carbon chassis stuff right away. Get a good idea of your tuning abilities.
Yeah.
Learn to tune before you dive in too deep. This type of racing is constant tuning.
Yeah.
Tweaking and tuning the setup is the lay of the land, but it doesn't hurt to find a few advantages elsewhere. And King of the Street was in no shortage of companies showcasing their unique offerings, custom drag parts, cool bodies, and pretty much anything unique. Now, one of the busier areas for the day was from the Losi booth, who was showcasing their brand new 22S drag car. And Losi's Brian Nunez tells us all about it.
All right, so what we have here are your 2 RTRs. Your T1 is your Summit Racing livery, of course. And this is your, your more street look for you guys that want a more plain look. Same exact car right underneath these chassis here, these bodies. So pretty much what you have here is a 22S short course based car, but with some newer parts. Obviously the front end, the shock tower, the arms, you're running the same front arms in the rear. We've lifted the transmission to get rid of some dog bone plunge, some side nerf bars, a wheelie bar. So obviously all the things you need to make an appropriate drag car. And then what you have here is your roller. So this is exactly what you get out of the box. Just like this, no body, no electronics. You're looking at 220 bucks street price and 400 bucks street price.
Pretty cool car that, in theory, you could take out of the box and race. There are a few rules to racing that racers must follow, and vehicles are inspected before each run. Inspectors are mainly looking at 2 criteria. First, they weigh the vehicle to see if it meets the minimum weight requirements. Vehicles that are too light can't race. The second criteria is battery voltage, which cannot exceed 8.44 volts on a 2-cell LiPo, making special LiHV batteries pointless. That's why Frank Ulbrich was using that new ProTech non-LiHV drag battery made just for this. Now after tech inspection, racers wait their turn to go up to the race line where they're given a moment to warm up their tires. Many racers do burnouts on the asphalt, while others choose the carpet squares. I was told the carpet does a better job at heating the tires, kind of like a carpet burn on your skin, but I can't say for sure. Now one thing that is for sure is determining the winner after each pass, thanks to a computer-controlled sensor reading system that reads top speed and who passed through first. Some of these race finishes are so close, you wouldn't be able to determine a winner without them. And we need a race winner. After all, over $18,000 is on the line. But where did they get that money? King of the Street has many sponsors to support the event and the staff putting it on, but that's not where the money comes from. In this winner-takes-all cash prize event, that $18,000 winning purse comes from the racers themselves. You see, everyone who wants to race must pay the $100 entry fee, which is not cheap by RC standards. But this helps weed out the weak, and it fills the event with only the most serious racers with a 240 racer limit. Now if you multiply 240 racers times a $100 entry fee, well then you've got yourself a healthy grand prize, only made possible by the racers themselves. You see, in a way, King of the Street is the first crowd-funded major RC event, where the final product is the result of a lot of little contributions made by a great number of people. And the theoretical odds of winning might be 1 to 256. But you know what? This is Vegas, baby, and those odds aren't too bad. And as my great-grandpappy likes to say, you can only win if you try, and you will lose 100% of the races you didn't race in. And there's no room for that here at King of the Street, where you've got 2 to 3 seconds to give your best run, all in the hopes that by your own hand, your car setup is better than the other guys. And for one guy, that's what happened. In the final 8th round of the night, underneath a full cold moon, the only 2 drivers to win 7 consecutive races would go head-to-head, Jacob Leader and Clay Keats. With over $18,000 on the line, this was the final race.
King of the Streets 2021 finals, Clay and Jacob. Both went rounds today. Lots of great racing today. Alright, racers ready? Watch the light. And Clay took the win. Way to go, guys.
And $18,000, just like that. The prize money ended up being closer to $18,500, plus any bonuses Clay may receive from his sponsors.
You just won almost $19,000. What's the first thing you're gonna buy?
I'm gonna buy my wife some cabinets in the kitchen.
Oh, there you go. You gonna buy any more RC cars?
Nope. That's it.
All right.
I'm gonna save this one for next year.
Congratulations.
Me and my daughter will be coming back next year, hopefully.
So who will win next year's King of the Street? It's anyone's guess, but maybe it'll be you. And if it is, how will you spend $18,000?